everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we are really excited. Merry Christmas. We're here to talk about the UPTV Christmas movies. And they went for a quality over quantity approach this year, only 8 new releases, but I'm pretty pumped about them. I think that this was a good approach to do. And so I'm excited we're going to preview them. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Bree's here.
Hey, everybody.
And how do you agree? How do you feel about this? Them doing only 8?
It's interesting that you brought that up because I just saw that with our Hallmark network as well. I was like, there's
Yeah.
like 31 instead of what was it, 41 last year?
Well,
Am I
no, I
tripping?
mean total they have the same number for Hallmark that they had, but the big difference is that they have way more like acquired, like not made by
Oh,
because
okay.
of the strike. Because Hallmark, it's like it's like they would they lose a bet or something. Like we were like, oh, the strike is gonna hurt them. I'm like, are you kidding? They got through it. They still had 40 movies with a pandemic.
Yeah.
All of Hollywood was closed for like half the year.
Yeah.
No, Hallmark still had 40 movies.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this feels a little different, but I think that it is a smart approach.
Yeah.
I've boasted about it a lot. I know you and I have talked about it a lot. We saw it with Lifetime, last Christmas season.
Uh-huh.
They had less movies and
Yeah.
pretty much we enjoyed just about all of them. So I think
Yes.
it's a smarter approach. Why do you think that is? Why do you think less is
Well, I
more?
mean, I think for the most part, I mean, there's sort of two different approaches. You can kind of like just put out a ton of stuff and like a certain percentage that is going to stick. There's that. Or there's the approach you can really finely craft the films and uh, make good that there is, I guess, there's some smarts in just with these movies being so similar and stuff that I kind of understand like the let's just put out tons of stuff
Yeah.
and a certain percentage of them people are gonna like. But I think there's also something to like carefully crafting and making a few of them and really putting your resources into them. That hopefully that's the case. And I feel like I feel like maybe we might, as a podcast, have had some influence on this slate for UpTV because not only have we really enjoyed their films this year in general, like they didn't have that many like stinkers. They were all pretty good, and some that we really like the Wedding Wish and of course Mixed Baggage is
Yeah.
all an all-timer. And but last year I did this. I had this little presentation that I made
Mhm.
for Lifetime and for UpTV. We don't know Lifetime slate, where I talked about the what women are looking for in these movies, and I feel like I could maybe see a little bit of that influence here in this list.
Yes.
One of the things I particularly said was that the importance of the men, the swoon worthy guys, that we think of these movies as female driven projects, and they are to a certain extent, but these guys that are these swoon worthy guys are really important to these
Yeah.
stories, and a big reason we saw it with Three Wise Men and a Baby. I mean that the guys are as important as our leading ladies,
For sure.
if
Yeah.
not more so.
Yeah.
And I feel like these are very swoon worthy movies.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
like the guys sound very important to the plot. They're not just like hunky hometown hunk,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
think Up TV leans into the swooniness. I think they
Yeah,
really
yeah,
try to go for it.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, so we have our Christmas ranking system for the previews. It's just a review. If you haven't ever listened to one of our Christmas previews, we have a coal, a sock, a orange, and a diamond ring, and they're all things that you get in your stocking. Is the idea, right?
Yes.
So let's go through these and see which ones we think are we're most excited for. So we start out with We're Scrooged, and this is on the 5th of November. So they're waiting a little bit later because they don't have as many, which again, I think is, and also it gives them a chance because one thing with UpTV is they don't re-air their movies very much.
They don't.
So
Yeah.
I hopefully with them only doing 8 new ones, maybe we'll get to see Christmas on Fifth Avenue. Maybe we'll get to see Santa's Got Style. Some of the greats. We'll get to see them maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Ho, ho, ho! We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
I think they're taking a chance here, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see.
So so on the 5th, We're Scrooged, Tamara Durarte and Andrew Bichelle, director Amy Force, who did Santa's Got Style and Christmas on Fifth Avenue. So
oh, wow.
She's a pro. And then writer Jennifer Snow, and we'll see her name pop up a couple times. It's when ex-high school sweethearts return to Minneapolis for the Christmas Snowball 10-year high school reunion weekend. They each check into the hotel single and alone. Although their friends called them Ross and Rachel, Sarah and Scott parted ways after college and pursued their high-end careers. After a run-in at the kickoff event, they are both warned that they are going to be visited by 3 Christmas ghosts over the next 3 days. While dreaming each night, they have shared experiences reliving their past and present Christmases. These unsettling yet comedic visits help them both see what they gave up and that they gave up on each other. When the ghosts of Christmas future visits them separately, they must each make a choice to reunite or lose their love forever. So what do you think of this?
Oh, gosh. So I think I'm very excited for this. I think I would give this an orange. That's under diamond ring, right? I'm hoping it's a diamond ring, but I'm gonna do orange. Like, it sounds like there's gonna be a lot of moving pieces, and that can go terribly wrong, but it can also make the pacing go really fast and really immerse you in it. And I mean, we've had luck so far, I feel like, with the like Ghosts of Christmas Past.
Yeah, we had a good year
far.
last year with that.
Yeah, so I'm like, let's keep it going. So what do you think?
I'm really hyped. I think this sounds fun. And my only worry is that them being separate, that's a little weird. But I do love In My Dreams. I don't know if you ever saw that one with Catherine McPhee, the Hallmark Hall of Fame. And that one they're separate, but they're trying to find each other. They keep having these dreams of each other. So it's kind of the same. That's my only worry about it. But I mean, I love Andrew Bichelle. He is so charming and so handsome and absolutely great. And this Tamara Durante, she was in Christmas on the Slopes last year, which wasn't great, but I liked her. And I remember thinking she was good. And I think she'll bring a comedic energy to this that I don't know. I'm hoping that that it'll be pretty funny, and there'll be like a little bit of edge to it. And she was on Wynonna Earp, and which I know a lot of people were big fans of. I don't know. I just think it sounds fun. It sounds funny. It sounds creative. and they'll learn something. And I mean, I'm a big Christmas Carol fan in general. I love like creative takes and new takes on it, so that's interesting to me.
It's so cool how we're seeing that as like the new retelling these past couple years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I really enjoy that, and I'm hyped about it. I think it's gonna be good, and in the fact of the director did Santa's Got Style and Christmas on Fifth Avenue, and
I feel faves. We love those movies.
Unbelievable. And I feel like the fact that Jennifer Snow, she hasn't had any movies, but the fact that she has at least four for UpTV movies coming out this year. Like I said, we'll see her keep coming up. She's got to be exciting. Like, you know what I mean? Like it'd be one thing if a person writes one or maybe even two bad movies, but to do four in one season, like there's gotta be something there.
I gotta pull her up because I know she did have at least one that we covered last year. Oh gosh, it was okay. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so she did.
Oh, she did. I was thinking it was, for some reason I was thinking it was her first.
She had Christmas Lucky Charm from 2022, and she had 14 Love Letters. Oh gosh, Christmas Lucky Charm was the girl. Oh, she owns oh my gosh, she swears off dating. I think she owns like an art gallery.
That was okay. That was all right.
She had that one, so she's kind of in the UpTV stratosphere so far.
The 14 Love Letters was a little boring for me, but it wasn't like bad. It was just a little boring. But like, I don't know. I just feel like that it's a good sign that it's a good sign that she has so many.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
love it. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going Diamond Ring. I'm starting hot.
Yay!
I just think this sounds super fun. I really, really am looking forward to it. And like I said, Andrew Buchel, the best.
Well, and our next one is one of our faves, our favorites. So we have Christmas Time Capsule, which comes on November 12th, and it's got our Franco in it.
Yes, but even more, it's so exciting. It's got Franco Lopresti and Emily Latalo, who they are, not only are they engaged in real life, they're getting married the day before this movie premieres on the 11th. It's so exciting.
Not only do we get to have Franco in movies, but he also is like one of my favorite Harlequin cover models.
Yeah. So congratulations to the happy couple. That's so cute.
Yes. Emily, thank you for sharing Franco with us.
Yes.
So the director of this one is Marco Dufemia. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And then Paula Tiberius, and Jennifer Snow is the writer. And it says, when Tiffany's best friend James arrives at her house looking for the family heirloom engagement ring he left in her care, she quickly realizes that he wants to use it to propose to another woman. Now Tiffany has 3 days, a road trip, and some Christmas magic to make James realize that the woman he really wants has been in front of him the whole time. So, friends to lovers, what do you think?
Well, see, I mean, normally I do not like emotional cheating arcs.
Yeah.
Where people are with other people. But I have to say, the fact that they are literally getting married the day before in real life, and this whole thing is about getting engaged, and like, it can work. I love Country Wedding. That's one of my favorites, and that's basically the plot there. So it can work. That's my only concern, though, because it can make it hard to get invested in the couple because he's with another person and you don't want him to seem skeevy. It can just be that's my main concern with this one. But I'm so excited, obviously, about the pairing. I love Franco, and I think it's going to be swoon worthy, which again is what we want. So, and I'm not sure why it's called Christmas Time Capsule. You think it'd be called Christmas
maybe the whole heirloom thing. Yeah. I'm just interested to see if like the person he's engaged to, is she going to be obviously like, I just hope she's a good person too, to make like that conflict even more juicy, rather than like us make her somebody totally unlikable and you're like, okay, I don't know.
Why would you even be? Well, I mean, it's like they did that with Country Wedding. I mean, she's not like totally unlikable, but she is kind of, I mean, there's no chance that he's going to end up with this girl. And I guess that's why why it works and they have just Autumn and Jesse have such amazing chemistry. But because then you also don't want her to be too likable. Because remember that Winter Castle movie,
yes, yeah,
where the fiance or the girlfriend that he was like stringing along, whatever she was, you felt so bad for her.
yeah.
And
or the
I don't know,
Tyler
it's just a
Hines
tricky
one.
dynamic. It's really hard to pull off.
Yeah, the Tyler Hines one with the country singer. Oh gosh, I love that movie. It
Yeah.
was one of the whatever
Yeah.
Fall Harvest is called
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was like, oh man, she's with somebody the whole movie.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. Or
Yeah.
5 More Minutes, which I hated. Yeah, I hated that movie. And because she was engaged to this or with this other person the whole movie. So it made it hard to invest in this new relationship because it was just, it really annoyed me. Anyway, I give this one an orange mostly for the couple. The plot does kind of concern me.
Yeah.
So I'd give it like, I don't know, like a weak orange, like not very good orange. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it, but the plot, but I obviously I'm excited about a couple.
Yeah. I give it a sliced orange.
A sliced orange. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. Then we have Country Hearts Christmas. This is on the 19th. It's Chris Jericho, Lainey McCauley, Katrina Maria, and director Amy Force again, and writer Jennifer Snow. In this sequel to October's UpTV premiere, which of course we haven't seen yet, Country Hearts, it's days until Christmas and the Jameson family members are all off chasing their dreams. Tori and June are in Nashville recording their first album, while Bones is home on the farm getting everything ready for the whole family to be together at Christmas. But when the sisters get a chance to be on a live Christmas Eve show, one that will supercharge their budding career, they're faced with a difficult decision. They could do the show and get a much needed boost in the industry, but it means not spending a very special Christmas with their family. Added complications arise when Tori doesn't know if she could choose an old flame or an old friend. And June is struggling with a long distance marriage. In the end, it's remembering that family, faith, and love is the answer to any decision. And I think that this one, it does depend a lot on this Country Hearts. And we haven't seen that. It's a little bit hard, but I do think it's kind of ridiculous that anybody would expect them to give up this amazing opportunity just to have Christmas on Christmas. Like you can have like most years, I don't celebrate Christmas with my parents on Christmas Day, because usually they're going to either Oregon or Virginia to visit my siblings that have kids. They want to be with their grandkids for Christmas, and that's totally understandable. And so we usually a couple weeks before end up celebrating Christmas with my parents and I, or the week after or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's perfectly fine. And I like the fact that they would be expected to give up this incredible opportunity because they have to be at home on Christmas Day is, I think, kind of dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. They did one like this last year where it was like that Wolf's Creek or something like that where it was like there was like a movie that came out kind of in the fall and then the follow up. And I think that that's an interesting approach, but I also don't want to feel like if I don't watch that one, I'm missing a bunch of details when I watch this one.
It's not like a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So I don't know. This sounds like it's going to be more dramatic than the ones we've listed so far. So I don't know. I think this one I would probably give a fresh out the dryer sock. Yeah. I'm going to watch it because it's UpTV and I have hope and faith that it's going to be great. But from reading it, I'm like,
And it does have this very talented team behind it.
Yeah.
And I assume that they also did the other one, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, I agree. I'll give it a sock. But that does concern me, that one part.
Yeah. We'd like to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the good folks over at Baker Bookhouse Publishing. And they have 3 really fun upcoming books that you'll definitely want to check out. And the first is A Royal Christmas by Melody Carlson. And this is a no-nonsense law student, Adelaide Smith, doesn't believe in fairy tales. But when she learns she's the daughter of King Maximilian V, the ruler of a small European principality, she's swept into a world filled with family mysteries, royal jealousies,
and the possibility of her own happily ever after. Then we have On Moonberry Lake by Holly Varney. Cora Matthews returns to Moonberry Lake to settle her mother's affairs and then get on with her life. What she finds is a strangely enticing inheritance, including a dilapidated lodge, a lot of eccentric neighbors, a handsome stranger, and a whole lot of family secrets to unravel. Then we have Against the Wind by Amanda Cabot. Ready to leave town and start her life as a doctor in training, Louisa Vaughn finds herself stuck in Sweetwater Crossing, saving a handsome stranger's life. Little does she know that he'll bring love and danger into her real life. Make sure you check out each of these books from Baker Bookhouse Publishing wherever you shop, and you can use the affiliate links below or at bakerbookhouse.com. That's bakerbookhouse.com. Then we have Mistletoe Connection, and it's on the 26th, and it's Jessica Sipos and Markian Tarasic, who I love. So it has Jessica Sipos and Markian Tarasic, director David L. Strasser, writer Diana Ippolito, and Marie D. Jones. And it's Kate Snow loves everything about the holidays, from Christmas sweaters to Christmas crafts. Kate loves it all, but what really makes her jolly is Christmas time at her shop, Treasures from the Heart, that's been in her family for generations. This year, however, a developer is moving into her quaint neighborhood and trying to turn everything she loves upside down. To make matters worse, Kate had an electric moment with a handsome stranger on a bus, but never got his name and now has no way to find him. Mark Goodwin may wear expensive suits and have a big job, but underneath it all, he loves Christmas and everything that comes with it. When he has a moment of connection with a particularly beautiful stranger dressed as a Christmas elf, no less, he goes on a mission to discover exactly who she is to make his holiday romance dreams come true. But when Mark and Kate discover that they are on opposite sides of a very personal battle, it will take all the Christmas magic in the world to bring these two together in time for a truly magical holiday. So what do you think of this?
You know what? I gotta give this one an orange. Okay, like a sliced orange. This sounds like our very basic, typical holiday movie. But I kind of am in the mood for that.
Yeah. So. No, it's true. That's a good point, that we like things to be different and we like things them switching it up, but it's also comforting to just like watch a old school Hallmark movie or Up TV. But like the this last year there was I think it was called When Love Springs or something like that with Rhiannon for Hallmark. And it was like, it was ridiculous. It was a fake fiance, for no reason. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, when she like goes to the like bed and breakfast and then her ex shows up. Yeah.
It was fun.
She does ridiculous so well.
Yeah. and props to this summary writer, because they made it sound very appealing.
Yeah, they did.
With the electric moment with a handsome stranger on a bus.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing that Up TV can do tried and true tropes, they're gonna make it fun. Like, whereas with Hallmark, I'm like, this again, another National Park movie. They do it fun and fresh. So
yeah, I think these two will have good chemistry as well. So that kind of, and it does sound basic. There's no doubt about it, but I am hopeful that it'll be basic done well.
Yeah.
And they obviously, he's one of the people behind that are coming in and, buying up her neighborhood and the
we know exactly where this is going.
Yeah. The fact that she's dressed as an elf on the bus and they have this electric moment is fun. So I am going to give this an orange, but it could be really bad.
It could. It totally could.
So, what about you? What are you giving it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an orange too.
Okay. Okay. You want to read the next one?
Yes. So on the 3rd of December, we're in December now. It's crazy. We're already on the 6th movie, Yule Tide the Knot. So we have Mary Antononi, Peter Port, Kelly Jackal, Kelsey Scott, and Melissa Peterman. And this is directed by Nania Miyata. And the writers are Daniel Mailer Landman, Nania Miyata. And this is when small town wedding planner Rachel is faced with planning her biggest Christmas wedding yet for an out of town influencer couple. She is thrown an unexpected surprise when the bride's manager turns out to be Logan, her first love and high school sweetheart. He reminds her what it is to love, and through rediscovering the magic of Christmas, she rediscovers a part of her heart she closed off long ago. Okay, so how do you feel watching movies with your name?
I am a huge fan of this. I think this sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter Porte, talking about swoon-worthy men, like he is totally swoon-worthy and great. And Melissa Peterman, absolutely hilarious. I love her, so I'm excited for that. And this just sounds like I'm normally not a big wedding person, but this,
I was about to say,
that she's the wedding planner and he's the manager of the diva of the star. Yes. That sounds fun.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, I think this is cute. I'm excited.
Yeah. I think this is this has diamond. This is a diamond ring on it. Yeah.
It is definitely. I think this it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be cute. I'm very hopeful. Very hopeful. Yeah. And I like the title, Yuletide the Knot.
Yuletide the Knot.
That's cute. That's good.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hearty, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Right. So then we have Christmas at the Amish Bakery. This is on the 10th of December. Alexander Harris, Sean Coding, director Jeff Hare, writer Scott Kirkpatrick, and Jennifer Snow. Leaving her Amish community in her youth, a New York book editor finds herself in desperate need of a new cookbook to save her job. With Christmas on the horizon, Sarah heads back to her family farm to reconnect, but with the presence of a handsome local, an outsider, but one that is friendly with the Amish community, he and Sarah sense chemistry and work together to save her family's Amish bakery. And I have to say, I have been pretty happy with the Amish themed movies that UpTV has done. They have what's a Runaway Romance, and then a guest at the Amish wedding with Galadriel and Kevin, and we had them on, and I kind of wish they were in this. It would be Diamond Ring if they were in it, because I love them so much, but I don't know these actors at all, but I'm sure they're great. But I've enjoyed those, and I in general, I think that the Amish movies usually are very sweet, and they're the perfect people to make movies of, because they don't watch there's no like pushback from them.
There's no pushback, yeah,
because they don't watch them, so it's like perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's so sweet. I give it an orange, but I think it could be cute.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give it an orange too. I think that I think we just want some coziness, and there's something about community, whether, whatever community is, and then you throw a cookbook in there, and I'm like, okay, this feels very, holiday themed. So yeah.
Yeah. It sounds a lot like Corey Lee's movie last year for UpTV, where she was the cookbook writer going in the bakery and so, not that that's like an original concept that they came up with, but
that needs to be a ranking that we do one day. Is like,
that'd
the
be
jobs,
fun.
like cookbook writer, book editor,
photographer,
bakery owner, and just like rank the movies.
Yeah. Maybe it's a bakery movie. It could be like an orange cinnamon roll, like an orange roll.
Yeah.
That's what I'll give it.
Okay. I'm going to give it an orange juice. Okay, so on December 17th, we have Dial S for Santa, and this stars Sarah Dugdale, Linda Boyd, and Mark Humphrey, and the director is David L. Strasser. The writer is Joni Kane and Joelle Selner. When insurance investigator Lana Lawton returns home Christmas, her only goal is to spend time with her mom and cheer up her nephew, who is upset that his military father won't make it home for Christmas. When she arrives, however, she discovers that a string of robberies along Main Street has the shop owners scratching their heads over who could have done it. Seeing her chance to earn a big promotion by doing some real PI work, Lana pulls all her efforts into trying to solve the case by any means necessary. Now, with Christmas Eve approaching and her suspect list narrowing, Lana must convince Nick, the police chief, to let her help with the investigation. As the pair start spending more and more time together on the case, they begin to see each other as more than co-investigators. Can Lana and Nick solve the case in time for Christmas? And will Lana's lead suspect disappear on Christmas, even with a sleigh full of stolen goods? It may just take a lot of faith and a good bit of Christmas magic for a happily ever after. Okay, so UpTV's leaning into cozy mysteries, Rachel. What do you think?
Yeah, well, and last year Ion did those 5 Christmas mysteries, which were really fun, and I enjoyed it. I don't think they're doing any movies this year. Our our everything else preview is going to be way short this year because like Netflix has, I think, 1 movie. I mean, just it's interesting that I guess in the year of the strikes that those are the ones the most affected is the non Hallmark, that are impacted. But anyway, yeah, so I can enjoy a holiday mystery. I think that can be fun. And I also like the fact that the leads in this are a little bit older.
Yeah.
And so that's, kind of a mature love story with Linda Boyd and Mark Humphrey. And he's super swoon worthy. He was on What Calls the Heart. And so, I'm looking forward to that. And also, I think he was in the one with the road trip movie with Holly Robson Pete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Where he's, he's good. He's good at playing that like hunky older guy.
Yeah. I think having a mystery in the lineup just kind of breaks up just kind of throws something else in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something different. And so I hope it'll be fun. I give it a sock, but like I hope it'll be good.
Yeah. I think it's a sock too. We have not given a Nicole yet, but we've given socks. So
yeah,
nothing bad.
I think I might have been a little bit harsher on the Christmas time capsule if I didn't love the couple so much. I don't love that plot, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a good group. It really is.
Yeah.
We have a Christmas, the final one, a Christmas letter. This is on Christmas Eve, which is fun.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Because a lot of the other networks are finished.
Yeah. Shout out to UpTV for this. Thank you for this.
Yeah. So it's Colin Mockery, David Lipper, Enrico Colantoni, and Glenda Bragzana. Director Brian Roberts and writer David Lipper. A Christmas Letter is a modern love story meets epic adventure that ultimately brings the family together with an uplifting, feel-good look at how the spirit of the holidays and help from some pro hockey players can unite a community and newfound friendships. This is a tale of how love, compassion, and a little Christmas sparkle can bring us together when we need it most. And the only thing that makes me nervous, because otherwise I would be pretty excited because this is a great cast, and David Lipper we've actually had on the podcast, and he wrote it and is in it. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is this movie was actually released, I think probably in Canada in 2021, so it's been sitting for a couple of years, which makes me think, why wasn't it picked up before?
Has it aged well?
Yeah,
last couple of years.
Is it really bad? Is that why nobody picked it up last year? Nobody, or in 2021? That's my biggest concern with this, is that why? But again, I'm Colin Mockery. I love David. Yeah, I like David. Enrico Colantoni. I love him. So I don't know. That's my only worry with it.
I just want to say, like, compared to the other like synopses that we have, this one, I don't really feel like it tells us a lot about the movie.
It does feel somewhat generic.
Yeah. So, and I also question with you giving us less movies, which I think is a really good idea. And I say this as a diehard Up TV fan. I think it's a smart idea. Is this the one that you want to end off the season with?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
I don't know if this is what you want to end the holiday lineup with. But we'll see. You know, I think the uplifting part is probably their reason for doing that. But I think that maybe this one could have been somewhere else in the lineup, and one of the more fun movies could have been like the send off.
It would have been more unique to have like the Franco movie or the, you know, because nobody else is doing anything on Christmas Eve. Right. So, you know, to have something really tune in worthy, they might have made sense. But let's see, what day of the week is Christmas on this year? Let me check.
Do we know, are they doing their like small town Christmas series that Up TV always does too, or no? Do we know that?
I don't think that was on there. Let me see.
I ask about those and I miss them literally every year. So I do want to watch them this year.
I don't think it was on there, but let me check.
Okay.
And I don't think they're doing Gilmore the Merrier this year.
Okay. Yeah, Up TV's been kind of quiet this year. I mean, when they show up with a bang, but they've been pretty quiet. So
let's see. They are doing the concert with A Christmas Homecoming with the Gaither family. It's not on the press release.
Okay.
So
man, I hope that that's not gone, but we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise us.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, so yes, yeah, this one, do I give it a Cole? I mean, because I do like the cast, so I'll give it like a sock, but I do have concerns about it.
Yeah,
being sold.
It's a sock too. I think it's a sock too.
Yeah.
Just because we don't have a lot, and it does not sound like the movie that I would end the season off with.
It just sounds pretty generic, but you know, that can be fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to We're Scrooged. I'm really looking forward. Probably the one I'm least looking forward to is actually though the Country Hearts Christmas, but it's not really fair because we haven't seen the first one,
previous one. Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. But yeah, We're Scrooged, I think looks really good, and you'll tie the knot. I think that sounds really good. And Mistletoe Connection. Just really, there's a lot here to be excited about. So
yeah, I mean, it's only 8 movies.
8 movies. So, yeah.
We'll be watching all of them, listeners. I mean, we have our rankings, and we hope that we're wrong. We hope we love all of them. I think I'm just excited to sit and watch everything Up TV gives us this year. So
me too. Yeah. Well, let us know what you think, what you would what rating you would give these movies. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And yeah, let us know which ones you're excited for. And Bree, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram at Bree.unabashedly. I'm on the TikTok occasionally at Bree Unabashedly, and the Categorically Romance podcast, and here on Hallmarkies.
Okay, yes. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews, 5 stars, that to both of our podcasts. That really helps a lot, especially during this holiday season, to be able to find us. So please do that. And then also, if you are watching YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support us. And you get to be part of the group and have special experiences. It's really fun. Please check that out. And then also we have the merch store, where we are going to be having some new merch that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. And we also have merch for our preview rating systems. If you want I'm a Cole shirts, check it out. It's fun. And we also there at the merch store. And thanks so much. And Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye.
Bye.